We have home buyers that are making decisions purely based on functionality,
Right.
right? Like, hey, we're busting at the seams. I need more space. I need an office. I'm working from home, the kids, and they need to run around. So that's one decision. All right.
Oh gosh.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Gotta take a sip.
Clear the throat. Yeah, warm it up for all this talking.
There we
we're gonna do
go.
today.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to the 805 Life podcast, and where we pull back the curtain about myths and truths here in real estate in the 805 and beyond. I'm Sergio Gonzalez, your host with SG Associates, and with my lovely co-host here, Courtney Allen.
Yes. Beautiful day in sunny California.
Awesome. So,
Awesome.
What do we got on deck today?
We're going to talk about what are people looking for in a house in the 805? What are the best? What are the people that you are working with looking for right now?
Right. So, I think I come across really three types of buyers, right? So we have home buyers that are making decisions purely based on functionality, right? Like, hey, we're busting at the seams. I need more space. I need an office. I'm working from home, the kids, and they need to run around. So that's one decision we're typically dealing with. The next decision is really based upon lifestyle, right? Like, hey, I like to play a lot of golf. I want to be around the country clubs. I think that people make decisions based on the type of experiences that they want their family to have, right? So, hey, I play tennis, I play golf, I ride horses. My kids are avid golfers or playing tennis, or they're getting into equestrian sports. And so they're really making decisions based on the experiences that they want their family to have. I think that's one other decision making. And then lastly, it's purely from a value numbers kind of driven, like, hey, if I buy in this neighborhood, what's my long-term investment look like? If I had to sell, is it a safe bet? Is this a good neighborhood? Is it consistently in high demand? Is it consistently command higher values than other neighborhoods? So I think those are typically the different conversations that I'm having with buyers, at least.
Interesting. So, do you have a certain area that you enjoy showing the most?
I mean, obviously here, Westlake is very, very convenient. And, for me. And also, of course, like the communities, right? So North Ranch, Lake Sherwood, Triumphal Canyon, Lobo Canyon, like where you just see some of the views of the mountains here are just like stunning, right?
Oh, I know.
You're so close to Santa Monica Mountains. And we are in a valley, so you're going to have hills and peaks in certain communities where the views of either the golf course or the city or, our little city here is really stunning. So, and then second would be, of course, Santa Barbara, Montecito, Carpinteria, where you get a little bit more of a beach feel, and the Riviera. And the views are just stunning there as well. So those are, I would say, are my two favorite areas that I like to, show buyers.
It's so interesting, at least for me personally, like being in New York for 4 years on the East Coast. I really forgot how beautiful mountains are. Is that just having just a view of not seeing much and being able to breathe versus in New York, like all you see are buildings everywhere. I feel like during COVID times, buyers, I mean, so many people from New York are coming to California for a certain reason. Do you think that because of COVID, people that are coming to you, they want something specific, or have things changed since COVID? Well,
again, I think it was really come down to that functionality, right? If they're working from home now. So we have more people coming from the city, right? Like the West Side, LA, some of those places, I think, because of more of a functionality, and then also better family experience at the same time, right? There's better schools out here. It's cleaner. And I think the people are nicer and friendlier. So, it's a little bit more, it's a slower pace than just, go, city, type of deal. So I think people like, they've heard about, the bubble and coming out to the bubble. And I think it's attracting a lot of people for sure from the West Side.
Interesting. Can you give an example of like a recent house?
Right now I'm working with a client who's coming from Encino, right? Works in Glendale, and is living in Encino, and is looking for a house that kind of overlooks the golf course, right? So there's two communities here. That would be North Ranch, or that would be Lake Sherwood.
Right.
And a lot of times I have to then ask, like, okay, what is it that your family likes to do? Is your family involved in golf as well? Do you guys belong to a country club now? Is that something that you'd like to learn more about here? What they provide, how much, that is to join, some of the functions that happen at the clubs. So they really have a sense, like, what's going to be their vibe, right? So the Lake Sherwood Country Club, has a different vibe than the North Ranch Country Club. And so you really have to, see what their style and flavor is.
Yeah, and you're an avid golfer, so you know what's up.
Well, I'm trying.
You've played with my dad a couple times.
I know, but I'm trying. I'm not like, my score is horrible.
It's hard. Golf is very hard. You need patience.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so it's 1 degree improvements literally in that sport. So in any case, I think it's really just helping them navigate, like really listening to understand what their wants and desires and what they're looking for, and then trying to then match them up with either the neighborhood, the country club, and lifestyle aspects.
Interesting. If you wanted to move right now, what would be your ideal?
I mean, me personally, we're moving for 2 reasons, right? So out of those reasons that we talked about, like my particular family, we are busting at the seams, right? I have 5 girls, and a dog, right? And my wife. So there's
got a whole house.
I got a whole house. And so we're moving for functionality, number 1, but then 2, I have to also, what is that experience like living in the neighborhood? So for us, we're looking for, land, acreage. So for us, like a good fit would be Lobo Canyon, Triumphal Canyon, Cornell, which is on the other side of the 101 going towards Malibu.
Yeah.
Gorgeous properties there. Mountains you're in the mountains. So it's like, boom, in your face. You have gorgeous, green mountains when it's rained. They turn nice, soft brown, neutral colors in the summertime.
It's like a painting.
Yeah, it literally is a painting. You have vineyards that line the mountains there. And then on the other side, in Old Agora, which also you're going to have acreage and equestrian properties. It's very ranch style, farm style, kind of living, where you're going to hear roosters. The neighbor's going to have goats and horses
and cows
and whatever. Yeah. Right. So, I think that would be good for our kids, experience in growing up. Right. So, to be around that kind of environment. So that, and I don't have to worry about the neighbors, hey, you got to be quiet, girls, stop screaming, because you're going to bother. You got roosters, you got horses, you got this, like
they could be screaming with the roosters. It's fine.
It's totally fine. So we're on the hunt ourselves for something like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how in this area there's so many different layers to the 805. Yeah. Do you think right now that oh my God, why am I forgetting the word? But the architects that are creating the houses, do you think that right now they are making like specific houses for people that they might?
Well, the Westlake is really like a planned community, right? So it's the south side of the 101 is really early built on in the 70s, right? Planned development. The north side of the 101 is more of the 80s, late 80s, 90s. And beyond that, you would then have like the custom built homes, right? That are going to be in country club estates that are in the center of the North Ranch Country Club. And those were all built in, I would say, like early 90s, mid 90s type of style of architecture. They're massive homes, right? We're talking I would say probably the smallest ones somewhere around 5,000, and they go up to 12,000 square feet. So when you talk about something that was built in the 90s and now trying to bring that up to a current design elements,
right,
that's a huge house to have to take on and remodel, right? So they're selling, I would say the average is somewhere around 4 to 5 million in there. So you're gonna buy that house, and then you're gonna probably put in another million just to bring it up to today's design elements and features and smart home technology and all these other things that today's buyers are really looking for. It's very easy to kind of bring that into a smaller 4,000 square foot house or 3,500 square foot house. But when you start moving up in scale, it becomes a major project. So then you compare that to Lake Sherwood side, where those houses are all built in the early 2000s and currently still being built. So you have lot more open floor plans. The design features and architectural styles are a lot more current, but then also a lot more expensive. So you got to kind of pick and choose your poison there in regards to like, do you want to get a best bang for your buck in North Ranch and then make the improvements yourself, or do you want to live in Sherwood, have it pretty much done for you, but you got to step up in price, probably like another anywhere from I would say 1 to 3 million, just depending on where you're at.
Wow. Well, when that time comes for me, I want modern. I want wherever you think I should go. Like, to trust you with that.
Awesome.
For sure.
So I think there's a little bit of flavor for everybody, depending on what are your needs for the family and what are your desires and how you want to live, for sure.
A little bit of flavor. That's a good way to wrap up the episode. A little bit of flavor for everybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button, and be sure to ring that bell and follow us for all notifications. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Talk to you guys soon.
See ya.
Bye.